Hi, Namaste, and welcome back to our channel. I am Gowthami. In this video, I want to clear some of the doubts that so many people, so many English learners are having regarding learning English within a very short span. Yes, as I said in one of my earlier videos, I took minimum time to learn English, to speak English fluently. It was not an easy task for me, but let me tell you in this video, I am going to share with you what are the mistakes I made during the initial stages of my learning journey. Mistakes are something that made me improve my English speaking skills. I want all of you to know what are the mistakes I made and what are the changes I made in order to achieve fluency within 3 months. Okay? So I hope this video will be very useful to you and I want all of you to watch the video till the end and let me know whether you found it useful or not. Before getting into the video, I want to ask you a question. What is the meaning of fluency according to you? Okay? Please put it down in the comments. First of all, let me share with you a small part of my story. I studied in an English medium school, but I never thought that English was so important in my life, in my career. Later on, when I got a job, then I was in a position where I need to speak with English speakers, English native speakers. I know English, but I was not able to speak English. I was not able to communicate English. Then a thought arose in me, what is the use of studying in English medium school? My father has spent a lot of money on my studies. What am I doing right now? If I am not able to communicate in the language that I learned since so many years, what is the use? That is the question I posed myself. Then my mind, my heart said only one thing. It's not time to blame myself. It's time for me to work upon my English speaking skills, develop my English speaking skills, and then prove that English is easy to learn. That is what I did. I felt very embarrassed in that particular situation when I was not able to give reply. I was able to frame sentences in my mind, but I was not able to speak out. Hesitation is not a barrier for me. To be frank, I was not hesitant to speak English because the other person is also a native speaker of English. So I was not hesitant to speak. The problem is that I was not having enough words. I was not able to express myself in English. This is such an awkward situation for me. Then I decided to start working upon my English speaking skills and started my journey. Now, let me share with you actually how I started learning English. I thought that consumption of English, intake of English is enough in order to speak English fluently, which made me a fool at the beginning of my English learning journey. Yes, I used to listen a lot of content in English. I used to watch English movies. I used to read English storybooks. Yes, I used to borrow English storybooks from my colleague and I used to read them. At that time, I used to take input, okay? But I never thought of learning any vocabulary, concentrating on English phrases. What I just used to do is that just watch n number of videos and read n number of books. That's it. I never spoke out and I never written anything in English. Yes, that is the biggest mistake I made. I know so many of you may be fooling yourself in the same way. That is the reason why I am doing this video. Because so many of you people may be learning this language since ages, since months, but you are not able to see any progress. This is the main reason. I used to consume a lot of content without understanding the content. Yes, I used to do passive listening a lot. I know there are so many people who argue that passive listening also helps, but passive listening did not help me a lot. Okay, whenever I used to find time, I used to do passive listening, but I did not find any fruitful results from passive listening. Next, the second mistake I did was not doing the production activities at all. As I never used to speak English because I just used to give a reason that I don't have English speaking environment or I don't have anyone to speak in English. And one more thing is that I don't have knowledge to use YouTube and knowledge to use English applications in order to improve my English because I don't know. I am in a tribal area and no one was there to suggest me to use this application in order to improve your English speaking skills. There was no one to suggest me that if you do this, you will develop your English speaking skills. No, there was no one who can suggest me. I am the only one who is bothering to improve my English speaking skills all alone, and it was so tough for me to find ways. That is the second mistake I did. The third mistake I did was I was not consistent in learning this particular language. What I used to do is that whenever some English speaking person used to come, English native speaker used to come on the purpose of my work, I used to speak to them in English, that too very hardly because I lack practice, right? And when they used to return to their place, and after that, again, I was in the same situation. I was in a Telugu speaking environment and no one speaks English, and we use Telugu only. So, again, I used to give a lot of gap to my English speaking practice or English reading practice or listening practice. I was not consistent, which is a very big blunder I made. Yes, you need to stay consistent while you step into this journey. If you feel that I will do all the consumption activities, production activities for 1 week continuously, 6 to 7 hours a day, and the coming whole week you are going to take rest, then you will not find fruitful results while speaking English. In this whole journey, you need to be consistent. These are some of the mistakes I made, and I changed all those. I learned from my mistakes and I made these changes which made me fluent very easily. Yes, now I am going to tell you the pro tips that worked for me. So please, I want all of you to pen down. Yes, please pen down so that you can know the mistakes I made and you are not going to repeat them again. Now, coming to the first change I made in order to achieve fluency is that I decreased the content I am taking in. It means that I used to consume English content, but I used to intake only the minimum content per day. For example, if I used to complete one whole book in a day, now what I used to do is that I used to read only 4 or 5 pages a day, but with full concentration. Yes. Okay. If I did not understand those 5 pages, I used to again read those 5 pages only. I used to commit myself to read 5 or 10 pages a day, not more than that. So, what happened is that my understanding ability increased a lot. With this, not only that, I noted down new words and phrases in English. In this way, what happened is that I am able to repeatedly use that word, watch that word on a regular basis, right? So it was very hard for me to forget that word. All these days, what happened is that I was blindly reading, not noting down anything, not recollecting any new words. Just I was flooding my brain with all English content. But I made this change. I reduced the quantity of content I used to intake, and I used to repeatedly use that words, that phrases. I used to note them down. Yes, I used to pen down them. Okay. It was very useful for me because that is how I improved my vocabulary. Yes, previously I could not get the correct word while speaking English, but now I don't find that problem at all. I can speak English very fluently, and I won't struggle which word to use. And the second change I made was that increasing the time of production activity. Yes, if I used to study 5 pages a day, then what I used to do is that at least I used to speak out or write in English what I understood. I used to write my opinion on that particular story till that what happened. And sometimes what I used to do is that I used to write that if this story continues like this, it would be very better. I used to write my own opinions. In this way, I used to do production activities. I did not pressure myself, I was just enjoying the process. Now, so many of you may be thinking that only by reading and listening, how are you able to write and speak, right? As I told you earlier, I am from English medium school and I had a little bit knowledge of grammar. That is one plus point for me. So, if you have a little bit knowledge of grammar during your schooling, when you are brushing up your English, when you are polishing your English, automatically your grammatical mistakes are going to be corrected on a flow. Okay, I don't say that you will not do any mistakes at the initial stages. I also did a lot of mistakes, and now also I may make a lot of mistakes, but they will be corrected with the time. But if you are a true beginner without having any knowledge of grammar, I suggest you to learn at least tenses and be verbs. Okay, so that you will be convenient to make a sentence, to form a sentence. Okay, without knowing sentence formation, be verbs, tenses, it is really hard to frame a sentence in English. So try to focus on those areas and next work upon your production activities like writing and speaking. The next change I made in my English learning journey is that speaking a lot. Yes, I used to speak each and every day, and one of the best things I made during that journey after so many years was that starting this YouTube channel. Yes, I got the suggestion from one of the YouTuber who is a very famous YouTuber. She suggested one of her oldest videos to start a YouTube channel in order to improve your English speaking skills, and keeping all my questions aside, keeping all my hesitation feeling aside, and keeping all my fears aside, I started this YouTube channel. And it really turned my English speaking skills. I was never bothered about subscribers. I was never bothered about views. I was never bothered about anything except concentrating on my English speaking skills. Whether I was able to improve my English speaking skills or not, when compared to my previous video. That is the only question I used to ask myself whenever I used to upload a video. And even now, I ask the same question to myself. And the answer is a big yes. Yes. If you watch my previous videos, you will definitely come to know how fluent I am right now. Previously, I was not able to speak English clearly, speak English fluently, and most of the people used to think that I am just reading out some text, which is not true actually. The thing is that I used to take long pauses, I used to stop in the middle, I used to fumble a lot, and I used to just have that hesitation feeling inside me, as there will be so many people out there who will be watching that video, right? So obviously we will have that hesitation feeling, but now I don't have it. So this YouTube channel made me to improve my English speaking skills a lot. I used to do challenges in my channel also, which would be helpful to not only me but also others. On the way, I learned how you can use different applications, different platforms, and different YouTube channels to improve your English speaking skills. I combined all those and I implemented them into my English speaking skills, and now I am in front of you speaking English like this. Most of the time, I was afraid that what if I speak something wrong? What if I make mistake? But right now, when I made a change that speaking fluent English is important, then speaking perfect English, that is when I realized that you will become fluent in speaking English only when you put aside your perfection. So many people think that they will start speaking English only when they are perfect in speaking English. Don't keep that in your mind. Please eliminate it from your mind that perfection is everything. Okay? And sometimes I feel proud of myself because of my courage. Being born in a tribal community, living in a village without having anyone around me, I made a very big challenge to start a YouTube channel. And so many of them feel that starting a YouTube channel is a very wrong thing. But I am give you a suggestion today. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, just record a video of 1 minute and upload it on your YouTube channel or Instagram. Okay? Because when you have that feeling that so many people are watching out towards you, then automatically you will be committed to this process of learning English. It is up to you. And if you are not interested in starting a YouTube channel, just create a folder in your laptop or phone and start recording 1 minute video each and every day. 1 minute video each and every day. It may be on how your day was, or your daily routine, or uh, explaining about the things that are happening in your life, or describing a particular thing. It may be any topic, or telling about your passion, what do you want to become in the future. It may be anything. Record 1 minute video each and every day, at least for 30 days straight. Okay? On the 30th day, please go back to the first video and check out where are you now. Okay? There is no need to show anyone if you are hesitant, but you are your own teacher. You will come to know your mistakes with the time. Please make this one habit. It is my personal suggestion. Record 1 minute video each and every day, and you need to get to know your mistakes, and you need to correct those mistakes, and you should not repeat them. Okay? You will definitely become fluent. If you are in a situation that you have spent 6 months to 1 year by today and still you are not improving in your English speaking skills, that tip I told you right now will definitely work for you. Give it a try. Okay. So these are some of the mistakes I made, and these are some of the changes I made, and I have also given you a best solution, best suggestion. I hope you find this video useful, and if so, please share it to as many people as possible. Okay? And not only that, click that like button so that I would understand that it was helpful to you. That is all for this video, and meet you soon with a wonderful video where I am going to share so many tips and tricks that helped me to become a fluent English speaker. And please don't forget to answer the question, what is the meaning of fluency according to you, in the comment section. I will be waiting for that comment. Your opinion on fluency.